field today. It is January 31st and it is close to 40. It may be 40 now out here. It's still chilly though. Not bad, but I went out there and forgot my gloves, left them in the car. But I was out there about an hour and a half. Found a few things which I'll show you when I get back home to the studio that I'm setting up there. And but you know, it's wonderful. Winter has so changed here in Michigan. It seems like the last 2 years. Last year, Bill and I were over to the working at the dump until about this time, and then we gave up. But it looks like the 40s during the day are supposed to be going through the end of next week. Anyways, beautiful out here, and I thank God that I'm able to come out here. I thank Jesus that I'm able to come out here on such a beautiful day, and to have a friend like Gil that I can do these kinds of things with. He's a pretty interesting person, and my life is enriched by having a friend like him. So anyhow, I found a nice, what I believe is a granite chopper that's come down to a beveled edge. It's got a lot of mud on it, but after I get it home and I wash it off, I'll show you what I'm talking about, because it's pretty cool. Alright, Bill's out there trying to find a path back through there where he won't get his boots full of water. Hey, I am back home, and I had to say it was really exhilarating to be able to get out on the field today and do a little bit of artifact hunting. But before, I got something over here just a moment. Excuse me, not good to walk off camera, but I did. Before I show you what I found and clean it up, I want to give you just one verse of scripture that I think is awesome and pertains to us today as much as it did when it was written. It's in Jeremiah chapter 1, and it's verse 16, and it says, "And I will utter my judgment against them touching all their wickedness, who have forsaken me, and have burned incense unto other gods, and worshipped the works of their own hands." And I think that has a lot of application to the time that we live in, and I praise God's word. And so, having done that, I want to show you what I found today. Now, Gil found some cool pieces, but I didn't get to photograph them. But these are all muddy. This one, I believe, is one of the stones that they call a map stone or a tablet stone, because looks like it's got some engraving on it. I'm going to drop it in the water here. And then I have another one that also looks like it's got some really nice engravings on here. I drop that in the water there. And then this one is, I believe, a granite hand axe chopper. And so I drop that in the water too, so we can wash it off and see what's there. This one, hold on, I'm not sure what that is. This one wasn't too bad, and it does have engravings, engravings in it. So that one I will set right here. And I'm going to move the camera over above the bowl here so that you can see what I'm doing as I do it. I want to wash first that hand axe that I just showed you. I believe it's red granite. Again, it's hard to tell because of all the mud that's on it. You know, the field was very, very muddy today and very, very wet from the melting snow, and we've had quite a bit lately. And I felt sorry for Gil because I bet you he had to stop every so often to take 20 pounds of mud off from his shoes, off from his boots. I didn't have to, because I took a suggestion of my next door neighbor Gene and tied some plastic store bags onto my boots, and it actually did really good at keeping the mud off from them and keeping my little tootsies nice and dry and warm. But they started to shred towards the end because they kept coming down and I kept having to pull them up. Well, see how it's coming out. You see a nice reddish, almost a burnt umber type color there. And anyways, so the next time Gil and I go out there, which could be as early as tomorrow, I am going to do that again, and I believe Gil is going to follow suit. That water was clear when I started just this one piece. It's amazing how much mud clings to these and how it gets into every little tiny crevice. But take my time here washing. I'm not trying to take my time, but I want you to be able to see, and I want to be able to see if I was right in my assessment of this particular piece. I think I was. You know, it's a beautiful piece of granite. And I'm not going to probably get all the mud off from it this time because I'm going to have to let it soak for a while. But I'm going to get enough to show you just what I'm talking about as far as it being a hand axe or chopper. Let's take a look at that right now. If you see here, this has been beveled down to a nice sharp edge. It's been what I would call, if it was an arrowhead, pressure flaked, but it's not flaked, it's chipped with another stone. But you can see the chip marks all along here, and it comes down to a very nice sharp edge. It would be an awesome piece for chopping, and that's exactly what I think well, what I know it was now. Now, if I was looking at the back, it would appear that this had been broken off, and I don't know if that was intended or if it broke during use. It may have been a larger axe. But a very, very nice piece, probably late archaic, early woodland. So let's grab up this piece now. This was what I call a tablet stone or map stone because of the etching that is done on it. And you know, some people say, oh, that's just plow marks, Dennis, you don't know what you're talking about. And a lot of things I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know what I'm talking about when it comes to artifacts and when it comes to the Bible. Now this, the thing that really helps convince me, one of the things, that these are purposely etched, is like out west I've seen a few, Desert Drifter, I think, is one channel that I particularly like to watch. And he goes back into the desert areas, remote areas, and he finds a lot of Indian, Native American sites, and he has found stones on there that are just etched similarly, with similar type designs, abstract quite to us. And he, well, anyways, it's never been land that's been plowed. So obviously those were not plowed pieces, and this, although it's on a field, I do not believe at all that these are plow marks. Now you can see, hopefully, there's a line etched here, one here, an X. There are other various ones, little ones. And on the reverse side of it, or the obverse, no, reverse. Let's call this the obverse, or front. And this one, the reverse, or the back. Now on this side there's more, but I'm going to have to let this soak and do more. But I see a line here, it bisected by another one here, and there are a lot of other lighter lines etched into it. So it's kind of cool, kind of cool, kind of cool. Don't you think that's cool, John Robinson? How about you, Paris? Paris's Attic, you think that's cool? I know you do. And then lastly is another map stone. Now this one I think is a little more intricate. This would be the front of it, I think. No, I don't think, I'm pretty sure. The rounded side I don't think has any on it. But this side has quite a bit of etching into it, which can be seen better once it's dried too. Oh man, the mud, the clay that's on these. That farm field is like a majorly clay mixed with soil, and evidently was very good for growing in prehistoric times, and it seems to be very good for growing here in historic times. So anyhow, or anywho, as I like to say once in a while, even though it sounds stupid, anywho, this is what I got here. Line etched across here, another one crossing it, and there's others here, but it looks like some of the surface has been exfoliated or broken away. But pretty cool. Now I'm going to let these soak a bit longer, and I will work on those more later. But this I wanted you to just see what I found out there today. Gil found a nice arrowhead point, very nice, and nice and sharp. It would have been a killer piece to be used. Now this is also, I think it's what you'd call a flake or a debitage. But what I liked about this chert piece is the red or reddish brown that is in the center of it. A piece made out of this would have been really, really awesome to visually. Put that in there. Got one last piece. This one I got the other day out at the farm field, and it has a lot of incising on it too. But I'm going to let that soak in here too so I can clean it up some more. Alright, my dear friends, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this. My back is killing me, so I'm going to shut off the camera and go sit down for a bit. God bless y'all. Love y'all very much on the other side of that monitor, and I'll see you again real soon. If we go tomorrow, I will be doing another video, and let me do this so maybe you can see me. I'll be doing another video, and it's supposed to be for January 31st, I think today is. Yeah, 31st. For it to be 39 degrees out is nothing less to me than astonishing. And for the whole next week, it's supposed to be in the low 40s daytime. So I'm pretty sure Gil and I will be back out there. All right, again, God, I love you. God bless you, and I'll see you all again real soon. And I got to get up before I get dizzy. Later.